you know, I might be right here, but as a total, it's not going to be correct. So, you know, that's when I really, you know, I think a lot about how I'm going to work the drawings out. I'm pretty much prepared when I'm drawing. I have a real nice preliminary. And what I do then is I trace my preliminary drawing on tracing paper, and then just scribble powder, you know, graphite on the back. And then I do just a line contour drawing, just real soft. So it's just a real powder, light drawing, and then build up from that. This is one of the last drawings I did before the show. I just want a nice shape, almost making this real graphic. Nice, again, nice big shapes of value, nice movement, nice abstract shapes, nice flow, nice core of the shadows, nice crisp cast shadows, just nice movements. And then again, I think these shadows really are nice. And I've always done a lot with, you know, what I guess I'd say if I had a trademark, it would probably kind of be losing edges, having those edges just kind of disappear. You know, so your eye follows, it almost skips like a skipping. I always think of it as an edge can be like a skipping stone going across the water as that light, boom, 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 it just skips, you know. Light when it comes out, dark, light, dark, light, dark. And that way it lets the viewer put a little bit, it's almost like connecting the dots. And there's nothing here, but you know that and that, you know, you kind of take it for granted that contour line is there when you're looking at it. So, you know, there's really not much narrative in here. This is really what I think a drawing I would say would be more about shape. The same thing for this is one of the, you know, just nice balance. Again, I can show you some of my, you guys can come close here, we can be closer. I think it's nicer, I mean, like real close. So, it's like when I teach my students, I think I gotta go, no, real close. And they go, but don't touch me. And they'll say, I know you can't see back there. I go, get close. So,
how did you get her to the post?
She'd go up, sit down, and I put a chair. I put that chair there so her feet could go in. My son did this one. They'll say, what the hell did that get in there?
My dad has the same kind of sketchbooks, old sketchbooks with my little doodles in between. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I know. But these are kind of my drawings. I knew I wanted a balance of this. And then when I did, you can just hold that for a second. Then when I did this, my lovely assistant, and then when I did this, a friend of mine gave my wife and I this real nice pot red design. It's a Guatemalan, I don't know, just a cloth. I don't know if it's a tablecloth or what it is, but as soon as I got it, I knew we probably wouldn't use it at home. But I just put it in the studio. It's on the shelf, and I just thought, oh, that would be nice for that. So I went and I covered that up and finally used it. I thought it was nice because she's Hispanic, so I thought, well, there was a little continuity in her being Hispanic and this not that she's Guatemalan, but I just thought it had a nice time to use that. So I was just playing with it. A lot of times in my drawings, I think, I don't know if I'm trying to do it, but I find that I had this tension relaxation, which I like, where you had this real nice relaxed arm, you almost look, and then this real tense line, you know, shooting down. So there's that juxtapose those two areas. So, and then, you know, I don't draw much past the edge. So when I'm drawing, I spend a lot of time where my crop's going to be. I mean, I really think a lot about a little, you know, to get this just right. Because I didn't want to show her whole face because I thought that these lips were so strong that any more than that would first it would start making it more of a square, which I didn't want. And I wanted to keep it more of a horizontal. And I just thought that, you know, that's all the expression that was needed for that. But I really was happy with this drawing, you know, that, and I like the balance. When I do a composition, I try to see a visual weight. You know, there's not just a center. I mean, you know, whites, you know, there's weight to value to white space. So how do you get that, you know, just right where I figure, you know, she's, you know, right in the middle, you know. I mean, this would be too close because I know on the announcement they were stuck with you're stuck with a certain paper size, and it was cropped here. And oh, no, I didn't do that. I just, but I knew that. But I wouldn't have done that because it needed that little bit of, weight to take it out, take it out a little bit more. But yet this is so close, man. I probably wouldn't go. This is about as close as I'll get here. But any more weight over here, then I would have had to put more weight over here. Then all of a sudden you have really what happens is it kills your negative shapes, and I think negative shapes are so nice. All these triangles here, and then this is made up of all these triangles in here. So it's got this nice movement going through the drawing. And this is just a little, not getting a nice little movement drawing. We call it diver. I was sometimes use those little drawings that a lot of times when I do real big pieces, I need to do a little piece to just to not think a lot, but just enjoy drawing. I thought that was one of those ones that I did where it just was nice, just a nice stretch, and just get a nice little filler drawing. These drawings, the luchadors, were really a lot of fun. My model Marcus, has these masks, and he showed them to me. I thought, oh God, I would love to draw those. And so I drew one, and I really had a great time. And my grandfather was a pretty well-known circus performer in the late 19th century into the first quarter of the 20th century, and had a big circus school. And I always looked at these. He had a real good physique, and my dad was a good athlete, and so we always grew up with these, these muscle pictures and these, really pumped up. 100-year-old photographs of your grandfather. They're really great photos. So I saw them as not so much wrestlers, but as performers. And so I really, had Mark really, really pump it up, almost like you're showing off. And when I was trying the first time, I said, well, one of these is going to be not really make a lot of sense, just by itself. So I was thinking of this one because it had, sometimes, my ideas, I have an idea and then it's there from beginning to end. Other time, I don't have an idea, or I have a tinge of an idea, but somebody will come up and give me another idea, and that becomes the idea. If somebody sees something, I don't see that, then I see something, and then I said, yeah, that's great, and it becomes my narrative. So as I was working on this one, I kind of it has the cross and the wings. I thought, well, there's something good, and even though it's darker. So I was thinking, what else I could do, and I knew he had this other mask, which was this fire, and I thought, well, that's kind of the good and the evil. So I started thinking about doing a pair, and then I saw them as kind of almost like your shoulder conscience, all the cartoons when you're a kid of the angel and the devil type of a thing. And then I kind of, that's the way I saw them, as kind of, my conscience of good and evil, then having them pumped almost like they're ready to go into combat against each other, two adversaries. So then I call this one light and this one shadow, even though this one is darker than that one. So. And then for this one, I just took them as black. I just made these stripes, so they made them a little different. So it's the same guy, same person like you would have in the shoulder conscious, but I had a lot of fun with these. And I really like the drawing of these. I really think there's some, especially the overlaps in the eyes. And you have this mask, but if you look, in the mouth and the eyes, you really kind of delve into the characters of those. So I had a lot of fun with those. They're interesting images, and I'm not into S&M. So, people do ask me that, but again, you guys can see whatever you want to see into these. And then the last one I did for the show was